Okay. That's you at the very end there, or that's either talking about a Leo, but it could also be talking about the person, your other half, which is, you would be coming up as the Queen of Wands since you're a cardinal sign. The cardinal signs are represented in the tarot as the queens. Now, with all that said, you have in the underlying energy the Ten of Swords. So there's something that ended very badly, or there's something about a certain ending that didn't end very well, that ended very painfully. Underneath it, you have the Two of Pentacles. So it could have been about a decision about, I guess, where you were, and maybe not where you were going to go, but something in regards to values, right? Somebody may have been juggling some people, and there was some betrayal coming up here. Either that, or there was some situation that ended very badly because of a certain choice, or because somebody went with a particular option. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this here. Okay, so the current state of being in your love life, Aries, is the Six of Cups. So there could be someone in your life that's come back. This could be an old lover. This could be someone from a past life situation or past life connection here. This could also talk about soulmate connection here as well. But most importantly, this talks about the past. This talks about nostalgia. So there could be a situation in which you guys are in a relationship with someone new, but it brings up memories of an old relationship. Interesting, right? Interesting, considering that I would say these are happy memories, but you have the Three of Swords here, so that's talking about old issues, past pains. So you could be looking at what has happened to somebody, or you particularly, when this situation happened, when this Ten of Swords situation happened. Now, what you guys are, what's in your desired outcome for your sign, Aries, you have the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups does talk about walking away, not necessarily walking away, but being emotionally done from a situation. Just having it, just not really feeling it anymore. And it's not necessarily a sad or depressing card. It's someone that's liberated and willing to find what truly makes them happy. So, with the Eight of Cups coming up in the desired outcome, I feel like you may, some of you guys may be wanting to go ahead and take a step back and kind of look at what truly it is that you want. And for some of you guys, there's just this true desire to go off and find your true passion, your true heart's desire, because the King of Wands is in the actual outcome. So it could be that you guys just want to go after what truly makes you happy because the situation is really not satisfying. Now, the thing that's keeping you from going off and exploring on your own and finding your heart's desire, or going ahead and taking a different course of action in a relationship, you have Temperance. So this has a lot to do with balancing oneself. This is moderation in all things, right? This is divine timing. And I feel like, with divine timing, there is a level of having to keep things in order on your part or in your relationship, keeping the balance, keeping the harmony. Somebody may be disrupting the harmony in this relationship, just putting it straight out there. Somebody may be not doing their 50, not handling themselves. There could be somebody that's kind of not paying attention to what they should be doing in regards to the relationship. Honestly, just taking care of themselves, right? Just need to be doing what they need to be doing. Why? Because of death. Because something wasn't let go of. Something wasn't released. Or perhaps there is a need to release something. Right? There's a need to release something, right? This is something that needs to be let go. And I feel like until it's let go and the space for things to be prospered, there's not going to be a lot of, there's not going to be a whole lot of divine timing, or not going to be a lot for the divine to do in regards to this situation. So somebody needs to be paying more attention to themselves right now, because the reason why I say that for sure is because of the devil. Now, the devil can talk about codependent relationships. I know we don't have the Empress in here, but it can still, talk about this, considering that Temperance is the blockage to this. There isn't any moderation of, taking care of one's business. And I'm not saying this is you, Aries. Okay, I'm saying somebody could be in here that's just, either likes the attention, likes being taken care of, and not really doing stuff themselves, right? And you're having to pick up slack, which then in turn does come back to you. Well, it may be right now you just kind of have to let this person hang out in the wind because they're not doing what they need to be doing. Okay, so it could be that you take care of somebody, and it's honestly they just need to just kind of be let you got to do you got to let it go. Yeah, I can't handle that. I can't let you. I can't be all over. You can't be doing this. You know what I mean? That could be what's going on. With the Devil card coming up, though, I do feel like for some of you guys, this could be talking about looking at old patterns in relationships, looking at the past and how relationships in the past were handled. Perhaps there's certain behaviors that may need to be relooked at, maybe certain things, certain ways of thinking, certain ways of doing something, doing anything, certain behaviors, whatever. Patterns in relationships right now will definitely help figure out the narrative of why certain situations keep coming back, why certain situations keep, repeating itself and going back and forth, you know what I mean? So, with all that said, I think the Three of Swords within your emotions has a lot to do with Six of Cups. It was wonderful memories, definitely, but I feel like there is some old pain here, because what the Ten of Swords is not an easy energy to go through, and at the very least, it's very painful. And I do feel like because of these old issues, you do want to see something stable. You want to see something work out. I feel like maybe the process of this journey with this individual was wonderful, but then it got a lot of pain here. Like somebody must have cut somebody off. Somebody must have separated or something. And now I feel like you want something that lasts, something that's stable. Because this ended like this. It's ended and left you hurt. And I feel like the old issues have a lot to do with this. So in order for there to be the Eight of Cups, where there's, being emotionally done, there has to be true emotionally done. By looking at the issues, looking at those old pains, looking at why it still hurts you, releasing that, and then allowing you to be able to go ahead and find your cup, to be able to find what makes you truly happy. Because right now I do see that there is still pain here, there's still hurt here, and it's totally understandable, right? But if there is some things that you're holding on to, and the devil is pretty much saying like, hey, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be you. It's okay to do what you need to do when you feel like you need to do. Because right now, your current behavior is not getting you anywhere fast. And for some of you guys, it could be that their situation, the way someone else is treating you, is another behavior for yourself that need to be looked at. Someone else could not be, maybe doing stuff to you, and not necessarily you letting it happen, but there's a certain behavior that may not be benefiting you in regards to manifesting something new. And again, just for very few of you guys could be the ones that need to be focusing on yourself. You need to be focusing on what you need to do instead of focusing on the other person or focusing on something else, or doing something that pulls you away from what you're trying to manifest. Okay, that's for some of you guys. All in all, the Devil and the Three of Swords, you're doing something in this relationship that is based off of this ending here. It's based off of the past. Something that hurt you in the past is the reason why you've developed this sort of technique or mechanism to do something that is not helping. And I'm not saying this to blame you or to judge you or nothing. I don't care. All right, I'm not trying to judge you. I just want you to be happy. And it looks like that the situation, it's just, you're doing it because of the hurt. You're doing it because it hurt you so bad. And you're doing it because you want to protect yourself. But I don't think that what you're doing right now is really going to protect yourself right now, because this is honestly kind of, and I don't want to say perpetuating the cycle, but what it's doing is kind of like, it's a breeding ground for it. You know what I mean? You're making, it's a breeding ground. Right now, with the Devil coming up, it's like there is a feeling of being trapped, but the beauty of it is that this is all an illusion. It's never truly trapped. You're never truly trapped in the Devil energy. Okay, you always have all the power that you're looking for, and that's why in the outcome you have the King of Wands. I feel like that's why it's you, because you see your power, you see your strength through the mess that you've went through the heartaches and the pain that people put you through, the pains that you may have gone through, and through your own actions, right? Everybody's included in this, right? Because everybody has a hand in changing and developing and learning and being the best as they can be. But it starts from forgiveness, and not forgiveness for the other person, forgiveness for you to be free. That's why I always say forgive, right? Because the Death card it's about putting it to rest, allowing it to go, releasing what no longer is going to serve you. Because this, like I said, this pattern in which you're handling the relationship, it's honestly holding you back. It's really holding you back, and that's why temperance is needed here, to focus on you, love on you, heal yourself. Because right now, whatever you're doing for the relationship, what you think that whatever you're doing or whatever you're thinking, making the relationship or keeping the balance of the relationship or doing whatever to prevent whatever happened in the past, it's not going to be healthy for you. You know what I mean? It may not be healthy for you, to say the very least. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at your Wisdom of the Oracle card here. What additional advice can you give for Aries this week? What additional advice can you give for Aries this week? What additional advice can you give for Aries this week? What additional advice can you give for Aries this week? What additional advice can you give for Aries this week? What additional advice can you give for Aries this week? New love. Embrace the new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. And that talks about death right there. Because, guys, you have everything you need to be able to get through a difficult situation, especially when it comes to changing yourself and changing your spiritual path or gaining spiritual growth, like this opportunity here right now. It's painful, no doubt. Every sort of, every sort of spiritual growth has a lot to do with what we've went through, what traumas we've been through, right? And you've been through a trauma, and it's safe to say. So there's habits that you do that may keep you, that you may think that keep you safe, but in actuality hold you back. So right now, this is the opportunity now to release whatever it is, release those that need to kind of cling to old ways of behaving, cling to addictions, cling to things that may not really actually help you. And because of this, right, this will open the doors to new love. Because you show yourself love by letting things go. And I'm not saying that you guys are holding a grudge, not at all. I'm saying that this is a situation in which hurts you so bad that may have led you to, to develop something that really kind of doesn't really get you to where you want to be. And this King of Wands, that's you. This is you. This is what you can be. This is where you are headed. You got to forgive. Again, not for the other person, but for yourself. There's something to release here. There's something to be released. And you have the power to do it. You have a shining, bright star in you. All of you Arians, okay? All you Aries people, excuse me. All you Aries people. You guys are the first zodiac sign. Why? Because you guys you guys can take a hit and you guys can get back up. That's the beautiful thing about you guys, okay? Pain is no pain, no gain. That's what you teach all of us signs, especially the ones that like to kind of keep to our comfort zones because we don't want to get up. Well, we don't want to get hit. But you guys go through the hardest stuff, and it must be so exhausting to kind of continue to be hit and having to get back up and get back up. I feel like this season or this new generation of Aries people, they've looked at it, they're looking at everything they've been through, and they're like, damn, what in the hell? Why do I keep getting smacked down like this? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, I really feel like it's to show you how actually magnificent you actually are. I'm not trying to kiss ass and nothing like that, but the thing here is that me being a Libra, it's very hard for me to be able to get smacked and then get back up, and that is because of a lot of other placements too. But the thing here is that I feel like we underestimate the willingness to do. All right, just the ability to do. A lot of us do. And I feel like you guys are the ones that honestly demonstrate that for everybody, that getting back up on our feet is what makes the world go round. Nothing stops because we get smacked down. And I think you guys are just like the absolute, yeah, you guys are the absolute, people for that. Wow, so for you guys have not for you, is your as your Wisdom of the Oracle card for this week. Not for you. And when I see this card, I feel really bad because it can talk about being rejected. But the thing here is, or if not even rejected, but just finding out something this may not be exactly what you were looking for, or it just didn't turn out, right? And accepting something as a loss, right? And with losses and with gains, we all get something from it, and we all learn something from it. Every situation we get We always learn something from it. So for you guys with not for you, I feel like you may be in a current situation with somebody that you know that may not work out, because you guys are not the same person anymore. You're not the same individual. You have old issues, and you have old issues, and they have old issues. Everybody has these old problems, and it just makes everybody, heal in a very different way. And it's just, right, sometimes you just can't force the mending. You can't force that, that's in syncness, even though in the past there was some good memories. It doesn't mean that you'll never find happiness, though. When the past comes up like that, it does not mean that you'll never find happiness. As a matter of fact, death is opening up the doors of more beautiful experiences for you. But you got to be open and willing to have that. You got to be open and willing to experience those things by releasing what doesn't make you happy, what doesn't make you feel good, that doesn't really get your truth. Now, for a lot of you guys, this doesn't mean you need to break up with your partner. For those of you that are in a relationship with somebody, that just means you have to recognize what doesn't really make you happy, and in whatever it is that's keeping this situation at bay must be released. So that things can build in the right direction. So that way you can find solutions and ways to build and make the relationship more satisfying and more pleasant and beautiful for you. And not for you is a gift in a way. And I know it's hard to hear that, right? Considering that you're like, hey, Venus, I just like had an argument with my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whoever, and we're thinking about breaking up. How is that a blessing? How is that a good thing? The thing here is, the message says that the rejection is God protection, right? If you get rejected, God has something else in store for you, something else amazing, something else better for you. Your karma living out your karma living out this life is redirecting you in a better path, because you've probably already did that karmic lesson already. You're like, no, we don't want you to go through that lesson again. I want you to see something else. I want you to experience something else. I want you to meet someone else. Someone else is worth more of your time and worth more of your energy. Not a leech, not someone that's a narcissist, not someone that's going to make you really, relook at yourself. I feel like there's something else better and greater out there, but it's going to require you to believe that there's something better and greater out there. And know that whatever happens, even with all rejections, with all losses, with all those things, there's something always good that's going to come after that. There's always something good within it for you, because you deserve the best at all times. And everything that happens is for the best. And I know it's hard to see in the moment, and it's hard to see later on sometimes. But trust me, guys. Trust me, okay? It's for the best. And I feel like you guys will be very happy, and you guys will be able to feel your Aries wings flap. Alright? You feel free.